Yeah.
November 19th.
Mm.
Not really a day we usually mark on our calendars to talk about sex, is it?
Not usually, no.
But, the Alcoholics Anonymous thought for the day
Ah,
of this date,
oh, yeah.
well, it dives right in. And it's got me thinking, you know.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So, I mean, how this excerpt kind of puts sex into this, like, bigger picture of recovery,
Right.
it doesn't shy away from it.
Definitely not.
But it's not
Yeah.
all doom and gloom either, right?
Yeah.
It's more about
Yeah.
facing it
Yeah.
head on
Absolutely.
with, honesty and self-reflection and all that.
I think that's such a healthy approach.
I do too.
Yeah.
And there's this one part that really, grabbed my attention.
Okay.
It says, "We remembered always that our sex powers were God-given and therefore good, neither to be used lightly or selfishly, nor to be despised or loathed."
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes on to ask, have I got my sex life under proper control?
Wow, that's pretty direct.
Right. It's bold.
It is.
So what jumps out at you about how it's presenting this whole idea of sex?
Well, first of all, I think it's really important how it doesn't present sex as this purely negative or sinful thing,
Yeah.
Especially in the context of recovery where shame and guilt can be so powerful.
Right.
It's like walking this tightrope
Yeah.
between acknowledging, the power of these desires, but also this need for self-control.
Yeah.
Finding that middle path.
Yeah.
Not repressing natural feelings, but not letting them control you either.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
This whole balance between selfishness and unselfishness seems to be a big theme here.
Definitely.
If we think about that
Yeah.
in the context of recovery and
Yeah.
relationships,
Yeah.
how do you think that plays out?
Well, if we think about how AA emphasizes honesty,
Yeah.
self-awareness, and finding a higher purpose,
Sure.
maybe it's asking us to really look at our motives.
Okay.
Are we driven by genuine connection in our relationships?
Mm.
Or are we just, seeking self-gratification?
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
It is.
But I think it's an important one.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it brings us to that meditation for the day section,
Oh, yeah.
like where it talks about lifting our thoughts from
Yeah.
sordid to the heights of goodness.
Right.
Like a mental staircase.
I love that analogy.
Right.
Sure.
Have you ever thought about it that way?
I haven't, but I really like that.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
it's about training insight.
Right.
We're not just trying to white knuckle our way through life.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a new perspective, one that helps us
Yeah.
break free from those
Yeah.
negative patterns we get stuck in.
Yeah. So bringing it back to, navigating desires,
Yep,
and
of
especially
course.
within relationships,
Yeah.
how do you see this idea of finding that higher view playing out?
I think it's about taking a step back
Okay.
from the immediacy of our wants and desires
Right.
and asking ourselves some tough questions.
Like what kind of question?
What's the bigger picture here?
Okay.
Am I acting in a way that aligns with my values and goals?
Uh-huh.
Am I really looking for genuine connection or just chasing a feeling?
Yeah.
Those are the types of questions that can help us find that higher view.
So even though these passages are short,
Yeah.
they really do give us some insight into how AA approaches
I think
those more, complex parts of life.
absolutely.
Sex and relationships.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's
shows us it's not all about personal growth, isn't just about willpower.
Right.
It's about understanding
Yeah.
and wisdom.
And it's about how
yeah. And
how even choices that seem really personal can actually affect others.
exactly. They can have a ripple effect,
They can.
on our well-being and the people around us.
That gives us a lot to think about.
It does.
So if you had to sum it all up into
Yeah.
one question for our listeners to think about,
That's a good one.
what would it be?
You know what I think I'd ask? How can seeking that higher view, no matter what you believe in, help you make more conscious choices in your own life?
That's a really good one.
Thanks.
It's definitely something worth exploring,
I think so.
no matter where you are in your journey.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining me for this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
I'll see you next time.
Sounds good.